Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. Today we're starting a brand new series. So what are we going to be doing? We're going to be playing as the Leafcoats. We're going to be playing on the map, the Elder Tree. That's the one I picked. So we're going to play on the Elder Tree because we're playing as a Leafcoat, so I love trees. So this is by New 06. So you start at the top of the tree and you have to work your way down. There's poison raising up through the tree. We've also enabled some other mods, which I will talk you through once we load in. So I will see you after the load, if it doesn't crash. After we go to hard as well, obviously. Well, we actually loaded in. So I think this is platform Topia 6. So, BI. Or is it 7? No, we'll stick it with 6 now, and if it's not, it's not. So let's pause. You can see we have a lovely green beard there. So this is bobbin, not bobbin, yellow beaver. So those are the beavers which have been named after people that have supported the mod creator. So let's take a look at this map. So we start on the tree of life, which I think is beautiful. So we're going to have to get down to sort out the corruption that's coming up through the tree. This is a relatively small size map, so you can see we've got loads of lovely tunnels under here. So we are going to have some bad tide issues straight away. So we are going to have to be very careful, and we're going to have to rush down to the bottom. Now, we are the Leafcoat, so we do have access to trees. So I don't think that will be too much of an issue, but we will see. This could go drastically wrong, but we will see how we have for it. So we have a bad water source over here, and we also have... So we only have one bad water source. Oh, no, we have another over here as well. So this is a relatively compact map, but I wanted to give it a go and just see what was going to happen. So there's one under there as well. There is a mine over here and a mine over here. So, Leafcoats. Leafcoats are very different. If you've seen my other Leafcoats playthrough, you'll know that they build upwards. So they build upwards using tree segments. You see this is our district centre here. And they have loads of different other stuff. They have different storages. You have to get creative how you build the trees. So yeah, Leafcoats are very different. They have lots of different other stuff going on. Housing is, as you can imagine, a little bit different. Water is also different. So they do have access to normal pumps, but they also have access to, where is it? The large water pump, which has a really long straw that comes out of it. That's a nice one. Yeah, we just have loads of different stuff. So we are going to do our best at this. Right, so where are we at? So we have blueberries here. We need to get off the edge as quickly as possible. Don't we? We really do. And also, all of this water's coming up here. That's great. That's fine. But we are going to really, really suffer if we don't come up with a bad water diversion relatively quickly. I saw that this map was challenging, but you know, let's just go for it. And where is it? I'm sure I installed the Tree of Life mod. So this is the Tree of Life. Probably can't build it up here. So this is a mod where you can add a nice tree, which will live for. We can't put this in anywhere yet. So we're going to have to do some modification, but. Prepares the grounds for the Tree of Life. Must be a tree topper. Its roots reach deep down. It must have nothing but terrain below. Once finished, beavers do not want to remove it again. Must be placed atop other buildings. So yeah. So we're going to go for the Tree of Life as well and see if we can run with that mod. And I have actually added the wonder for the Leafcoats as well. So we will be putting this in at some point. This is a disco rave. Yeah. Looks sick. And as you can see, they have other stuff as well. So, what do we do initially? So, food-wise for the Leafcoats is slightly different. So, you do not have farmhouses anymore. They have gatherer huts and they have food processors. So they mainly use the forester, I believe. So yeah, so we have blueberries, dandelions, grapevines, birch. We have eucalyptus and willow, and we'll talk about them much later. Apple trees, mangroves. Everyone loves a mangrove. Chestnut trees and maple trees. So to plant them, we need a forester. So you have access to a forester relatively early in the game. So that is going to be one of our first buildings we're going to get. And we're also going to start to chop down some of the trees as well. So you have relative easy access to trees early on. And we also, which some of you are going to consider maybe a slight cheese from my perspective, is we have access to ladders. So we do have access to ladders, so we can just come off the edge, and they do just use logs. So we will be able to get down, and we will be able to hopefully come and sort out our bad water problem. But for now, how do we start a colony? Same way we always start a colony. So we have this lovely block here. You're going to come out with your path. Let's get some pumping in straight away. We need water. So maybe pop one there, pop one there. Just makes sense. So what are we doing for food? So let's have a look at our well-being. So we have apples, mangrove fruits, grapes, fermented chestnuts, dandelions. Now, grapes take a reasonable while to grow, if I remember correctly. So grapevine. So we're looking at 9 days till we have grapes. None of these blueberry bushes have got blueberries on them just yet. So we are up against it a little bit. What we can do, however, is we can ferment the dandelions. So 3 days, 3 days. So it's slightly quicker than getting the grapes in. So we will get a forester down at our earliest convenience. So let's put a forester. I think I'm going to put him relatively central so we can try and cover as much as we can. So pop that there. We do start with 90 berries, and we do reproduce like the folktales do. So we're not reliant on the berries for the production, for survival. So, and let's maybe get this stuff chopped down over here. I'm not going to put a gather flag in just yet. Is it gather hut? Do they actually use gather flags at all? Gathers berries, dandelions, grapes. So what do you do? Oh, so it's just better. But we are going to be only using gather flag for now. And we are also going to be getting a fermenter in as well at our earliest convenience. So let's get a gather flag down just so we can place where it's going to go. And then we are starting to move on, aren't we? Yes. So let's allow them to do it. Let's get more beavers working. Bobbin is working as a builder. And obviously, I forgot about one of the most important jobs we're going to be having, lumberjack flags. It's a good start, isn't it, Scott? We have also installed the Rainborn mod. So the Rainborn mod is added weather. So during a temperate cycle, you can get rains. During a sandstorm, you can get sandstorms, which is going to add... During a drought, you can get sandstorms, which is going to add blocks to the map. And also, during a bad tide, you can get acid rain as well. So we're going to be having some fun with those. So prioritization system. I want you to be prioritized. I want you to be prioritized. And then let's start to lay some dandelions down. And I will talk you through this mod as we go. If you do have any questions, however, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will hope to address them as soon as possible. Yeah, this is going to be a different playthrough. So you can see there I put dandelions and grapes down. Dandelions are a little bit quicker, but grapes are going to allow for unprocessed food, so I just want to get them on the go. We also do have these... We have these berry bushes, which are slowly growing in, so we are going to have a bit of variety as well. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to pause you for now. You don't need to be working. In fact, we have so many beavers. Now, these beavers get sad. So much like the ember pelts, they don't like water. These beavers really love trees. And they get the plant murderer debuff when they kill trees. So, though you do have the ability in the industrial tab, you have what's called the lumber press. So you can turn bark and eucalyptus into logs. So we will get into them when we get down to them. But for now, we're going to be chopping down trees and giving ourselves a debuff. So it does provide a little bit of an extra challenge. I do need the water to be built though, guys. Come on. So that's a blockage. Yeah, so we are going to have areas where we can dam up and stuff. So let's not worry too much about our first couple of tides, because I mean we can essentially block these with one dam piece here. Do I have to unlock dam pieces? Where's my dam? There they are. It's under dams. So these guys also have some really cool. Do you have like curved blocks? A bit more or less the same as the Ember Pelt. So they are made by the same mod developer who is bobbing about. And I enjoyed playing these greatly last time. The only thing we did play last time, the mod wasn't finished, so that's why we're now having another playthrough to get the mod finished, to play it through with the mod finished. Well, let's speed things up just a little bit. So you'll see they build trees high up. So we're probably going to move our district centre down here because we are quite high up. So I don't know how high we're going to be able to build our trees up here. Because what level are we at? So we are at kind of the highest level already. So we're kind of defeating the purpose of by playing as the Ember Pelts on, not the Ember Pelts, the Leafcoats on a map like this. But when we get down the bottom and we can build our trees nice and high, that will be fun. And I might start to think about escape relatively soon. I think I want to come down this side, to be honest. Do I just... No, okay. Oh, did you hear that? I believe that's a rainstorm. Either that or the thunder in my house has come alive. Look, we have rain. Isn't that lovely? So this is going to start to just leave random. As you can see, it moves out. It drops rain. This might be a challenge on this map because it might actually pool and start to flood stuff. Oh, that's a really cool. So this is by I can't remember, but I will list the mods I've used down in the bottom. But isn't this really cool? As long as it doesn't kill all the trees that I'm trying to persevere. Look at that, lovely. And there we go. No, that is really cool. Anyway, what are we doing? We have the foresters. So the foresters on the go. So we are starting to lower ourselves out on food a little bit. So let's go straight for processing, food processing. So we want the fermenter. And honestly, we could use a power wheel. So do we go for a power wheel? So you also have power dams in this faction as well, which is cool. There is also the power treadmill. So it's like a little treadmill. I quite like this. Looks cool. So what we might do is we might actually come for a sort of double threat. So we're going to put a power water wheel in here. I'm then going to connect up a treadmill here, and then we're going to put the fermenter. We will build this first. Then we will put the fermenter next to it. And the idea being that we can power this by beaver power. Initially off the bat, straight away. Why are you sad? It is a tree murderer. You're really not liking killing these trees. And that's okay. You're not supposed to. So let's come in here. Let's get the fermenter on the go. And then we can start to ferment the dandelions as and when they are produced. We are also starting to get some more berries grown. So I'm going to unpause this guy. We're going to pause one of these because we only need one of these for now. And fingers crossed, let's start some prioritization. So I want these to be built, this to be built, and this to be built next. So they also have the ability to loosen terrain. So loosening terrain uses metal tools, which you use 0.1 of a metal block, and you use some eucalyptus. It's either eucalyptus or willow, I'm not sure. That's still flooded really badly, isn't it? To turn into metal tools, which you can then use to loosen terrain rather than having to use dynamite. We are 3 days away from a drought. Let's just be careful. This is sealed down here, isn't it? I believe it is sealed. So that now means prioritization is this, please. If you wouldn't mind. So the beaver power is there. We're going to pause that for now. Let's get the fermenter in a minute. So we're going to ferment the dandelions. And I would like to plant quite a good orchard. I don't know where we're going to plant it. I think we're going to plant it probably down here because it makes more sense. We're just going to give it a go. Have we run out of trees? Is that what's going on? I've also realised I should be using this to plant more trees, obviously. So, let's do a little bit of a multi approach. Put some birches there and some pines there. And I'm not going to plant any oaks for now. So, as I was talking about trees earlier, you can see what I was talking about. So, we have the eucalyptus, which produces bark, and we have the willow tree, which produces willow branches. Now, these can be pressed into logs so that we don't have to use our lovely debuff, if that makes sense. Not use our lovely debuff, acquire our lovely debuff. So yeah, so you do kind of start... I wouldn't say you've got too much of an advantage playing this faction, but you do have access to some stuff where you might not be as... It's just different. It's just different. And variety in Timberborn is something amazing. All the mods are very different, and all of them are very good. I do, however, need these to be built. We can live on the berries-ish for now. Come on, guys. Get going. Let's pause this, pause this. We have 29 berries, we're okay. How many logs do we have? So we have another rainstorm incoming. Lovely. Oh wow, that looks really drippy and like fast, doesn't it? Look at it coming and flooding flooding the map. Oh no, I'm a big fan of that. This looks cool. Are we going to be short? We need some trees to grow. We're going to have to sacrifice this. For now. Because I need that to be built. The beautiful thing is that once we get them over here, we do have access to more trees, so, you know, I'm not too upset. Let's pause these boys. Let's possibly even pause this boy. We do have to think about food, however. We do have some more berries over here, so need to get this built straight away again. Where is power? So the gatherer flag, in principle, should be able to reach over there once we... You couldn't even finish this, could you guys? There you go. So the gatherer flag does actually have access to most of the berries over here. And let's get this built. And let's chop down a lot of these trees. Oh, they are marked already. Okay, excellent. No. Pause. Then when you're building that, I want you building this. Because we should be having... These should be almost ready. No, they've still got 3 days, so we are just going to be struggling with the berries for a little bit longer. Let's get another gatherer flag over here as well. Bit of a haphazard start, as usual, but nothing we can't cope with. I'm sure. You're a gatherer flag, mate. Go gather. Why is this fermenter saying it can't get all required materials? It says it only needs logs. Berries are being harvested, which is good. I'm not reading this wrong, am I? Fermenter requires logs. Yes. Let's pause you for now. And let's get this built as a highest priority. So we do have grapes growing in as well. To be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I should just be going, right, okay. What's going to help us the most? So let's have some more there. Let's get some more grapes over here. Just some more grapes out this way, and let's just get some more dandelion bushes in. Let's just cover this bit in dandelions. And how are we doing with that? We also need to get some housing because we do need to reproduce. So you can see the leaf coats. We can continue to expand our tree and make it bigger. So let's get this relatively built as well. After our next cycle. So how many does that fit in? Inhabitant sleeps 4. So we can do is we can, I don't know how high we can go here because we are on top of the actual tree. 4-day drought, that's fine. Because we are on top of the tree. So we do just have to be mindful of that. This will start to look better and get better once we can actually get off the tree. So it will let me go there and it will let me go there. So let's just stick a load of housing in. And you can see they put the ladder up the side, so in theory this all connects. Yes, it does. You should be running. I'm not going to delete you. I'm going to leave you there. And what we can also do is we can put some storages in off the side. So I'm going to put a warehouse, and I'm going to put a warehouse for berries. Put another warehouse for the fermented dandelions. Wherever they may be, there they are. And then we're also going to put in a pile for some logs. There we go. And they should be our next priority. 4-day drought, it should be fine. Hopefully we get a sandstorm weather event, because I think that'll look really cool. And we did build 3 houses so that we can maintain our population. I mean, we probably should actually put 1 more in. I did have, when I played this before, I had it a bit buggy where I struggled to get the beavers to breed at one point. So we'll just see what that looks like. But yeah, we're doing okay. He's planting all of this stuff in. We should have dandelions soon. Yeah, so I don't actually need you doing this just yet, guys. That's probably a good time to get the science on the go. So access to science, they have the same usual stuff. They have the observatory. Well, they have the observatory, which goes on top of a tree. They also have a refinery. Did they have a number cruncher? No, they don't. So it's just a observatory. So let's get a inventor hut in as well. Just so that we can start to accrue that science. Because we're going to need it. We are really going to need it. And we're also going to let them start to build all of this as well. So, yeah. Once we get off the side here, to be honest. I mean, I'm going to leave that pause. I'm going to let them build that. Once we get off the side. I mean, build that, please. We're going to have lots of access to So it's some very easy trees because we can just jump off the side. So it's not going to be too bad, I don't think. And then we can even start to build a tree down here. And we have pumped all of our water. So this isn't the best reservoir ever. So we are in, I wouldn't say we're in trouble. We just have to make the most of water when we have it. So storage wise, we have access to the small tank, which can either build as part of a tree or can just be built on the side. So we are going to build a small tank here. Medium tank just goes in like that. Doesn't actually require stuff. So, and the drought resistant on dandelions is 8 days, and on the grapes is 7 days. So, oh no, 8 days and 8 days. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Build me this so I can have access to more trees, please. He doesn't really need to be there. You can actually start working now because we have access to the fermentables. So we shouldn't run out of food. Shouldn't being the operative word. And I'm pretty sure he can't reach over there. No, he can't. So we're going to delete him and we're going to put in a... Actually, no, we're not. We're going to put you back because you're central to like where the dandelions are, and we're going to put this guy here. I didn't mark these, but I'm going to mark them now. So we are back into the temperate cycle. So let's get this done and let's get this done. So what we can also do, we can also come up here and we can block some of this up as well. I mean, there is a world in which I actually sacrifice one of these and turn it into just a big reservoir. But let's get pumping, boys and girls. So we can escape this tree we're on. This is a really cool map. And we have some really cool mods installed, and I'm really looking forward to getting them in. Really looking forward to trying the Tree of Life. We're playing the Tree Beavers on the tree map with the Tree of Life mod. I heard you like trees, so I put trees in your trees. Build that for me. They've stuffed their faces with those dandelions, haven't they? Hopefully we're going to start to get some grapes in now, otherwise, you guessed it. So you should be a priority job. You should be a priority job. Priority job. Priority job, but pause. Priority job. Let's watch what happens the next day. There are some blueberries down here as well, so it is in our interest to get down here as soon as possible. I always remember the leaf coats being a bit rough to begin with. Like, it could be a little bit of a challenge to get yourself off the ground, so to speak. Just takes a little bit of time. A little bit of time and a little bit of patience. Let's pause one of these. Pause this guy. Pause you now. Yeah, and the dandelions are coming in, so we are... There's some berries over here. And let's change this just to be next priority. And we have some thunder coming in again. Which has just gone off the map that side. Lovely. Come on, guys. You need to survive. So once these do start growing, they do produce 3 grapes per thing. So I think we're going to be fine. I'm just making sure that we're scrapping around for every single little bit of food at the moment. I know I probably could build this, but I want to get off the edge. Once we get off the edge, I think we're in a relatively safe place. Because then I can access all of these trees down here. We can put some pumps down here. We can put some dams down here. You know, we can... Water security improves a little bit. You probably don't need to be running. And why has that gone up? We have fermented dandelions. Has everybody got shelter now? Is that... We only have one homeless beaver. Which, you know... Relatively acceptable. And we have another drought approaching. So let's think for a second, rather than just running in. Let's maximise pumping as much as we can. Because I would prefer to keep as much of this land irrigable as well, because we are relying on... We're relying on bushes. So we do actually have food in stock for the first time as well. We have... Yeah, okay, that's good. You just, because of the extra time that these guys take to actually grow the crop, so it's 3 + 3, it's not just like carrots or kohlrabi where it's free harvest. You really have to start planting the crops as soon as possible. And you'll see now we have grapes. So that's going to be even better. Yeah, I think we're through the worst of it at the moment, to be honest. Let's pause that. And how close are we to getting off the edge? Not too bad. They're just still sad about being plant murderers, basically. So, Israel welding machine pause that. We have another rainstorm incoming. God, these rainstorms are relentless. Let's pause this for now, just so we can chop some stuff down. I'm going to pause you, and that means maybe we can get somebody in that one, and maybe in that one as well. Yeah, look, we have a relatively large amount of grapes now. So really, I think I'm not going to worry about this no, I'm going to let him carry on. We're going to have both of those running now, so hopefully that's going to push things a little bit further our direction. And we should have enough space where we're going to start to produce baby beavers now. Teshi was born, so we are producing baby beavers, that's fine. And I'd like you to come off this edge and start to do this. So once we come over this edge, we can start to work towards the metal as well. So I assume metal, scavenger flags. Yep, still 250 science, lovely. Don't love that, but whatever. And we're 0.9 days away from the drought. So what are we going to start to spend our science on, guys? So we have the pruning flag, which allows us to start... I mean, we're not close to any industrial processes yet. And you'll see, like, all of these buildings can be built on the side of the tree, so the lumber mill could be built on the side of the tree. We will talk about trees more when we get to the trees. But for now, I'm not going to go too mad. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this running for now. And we're going to maybe start to plan out what we actually do when we get down here, so... I think we're going to come over here and build whatever we want to build over here. I might even move the majority of the colony down and over here. Because I think we put a forester in here. Because this has the underground... It does have the underground irrigation. So yeah, so there's a world in which we actually... Where does that go? Does that just mix? I think it does just mix. We have to be very careful of this then. But that's not going to... I don't think that's going to be hard to fix that. I think we can fix that relatively quickly. But we are in cycle 2, so I do have to push quite forward. So that's 4 days again. That's fine. We have more water stored. I'm going to pause the pumps. And we have access to down here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come along here. The only downside is, because I built all of this on top of this, if I move our district centre, we're going to have to delete all of this. So you'll see the inherent downsides of playing this faction can come up quite quickly. So it just changes the challenge. So I think we're going to come with a solid dam across here for a start. And we're just going to increase our water security. So I know that's going to be quite a long route for them to take. But we can put some more emergency pumps down here. What we can also do is we can pause these guys. Don't need you guys up here anymore. And I'm going to start to clear out down here. Well, actually, what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to clear out the trees down here, so let's get some lumberjack flags and let's get a storage. You're right, I haven't given you anything to do. So just go absolutely nuts, guys. Why is this not working? Just go absolutely nuts. How is our food? We do have actually loads of dandelions stored, so it's time to actually start to process them again. And the grapes are just going to continue to grow, so yes, we do need to keep an eye on the food. It was always going to be a little bit rough early game. We knew that. I knew that. It's what just makes it all that a little bit different. And they are eating stuff as it's coming up, so we do have that going for us. And we do have access to loads of berries down here as well, so it's not the end. Yeah, so the pressure must be keeping this water. Is it slowly going to sneak down? I think it is. Oh, this is the poison they do. Oh, okay. So we are actually right. So what are we doing? I need to come and sort this out over here. Otherwise, we are going to have serious issues. So what's the poison? So what's the play here? We need to get the tunneling, loosen terrain, tunnel. So that requires the tools. That also requires the extract. So we're probably not doing that yet. We're probably going to go for loosened terrain around the back here. Where is it? It's there. So we're going to need to clear a lot of this. Fortunately, I can just get up here. So maybe are we really going to spend our first science on scavenger flags? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think downstairs in the comments section. But yeah, I didn't realize we were having to be so I mean, what's going to really help us here is drought length. Drought length is going to help us because while it's not pushing, the only thing that isn't going to help us is a bad tide, obviously, because that's going to make things a little bit more challenging. But I am just inanely talking now. So let's get that built. Let's get another inventor on the go. Yeah, well, what I think we'll do is we'll keep the trees up here as emergency trees because we now have access to so many trees. I am not in the slightest concerned. So, build that for me, friends. Build that for me at that priority. That's being highest priority. How are we for water? Maybe we pump out a little bit more now. And then we're going to see if we can trace our way through here. So, into there. Ladder here. I'm not even going to screw around. I'm just going to ladder. Yeah, let's just go straight. so we know where we are having to head to. So we're going to try and pull out as much of this metal as we can. So let's stick some storages in down the side as well. Probably should have had them all set to scrap anyway, but whatever. Right. And let's come across there. Yep, we're out of water again. But what I think we can do is I think we could be a little bit sneaky. I'm not sure. So the maximum depth is 4. So what we can do is we can actually put a water pump there, and we can still access the hole the water's coming out of. So if we also get that one prioritised, well pleased. And obviously we're going to have access to water down here soon. So it's all fine. Right, what jobs are we low on? You should be lowest priority, friend. You should be also lowest priority. Food we're not doing too bad on now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now unpause this because I would like that to get built. And then fingers crossed we can actually pause that a relative amount of the time. Yeah, we have dandelions, we have berries, we have grapes. Fine, 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 fine. So fingers crossed they're coming and sticking all of the logs into this now. That'll be good before the next temperate cycle because then we can save a beaver. Do we have more beavers being born? We do. We have 3 baby beavers. Can I get another house in? Because we are currently on the brush. So I think we've hit... No, we haven't. We haven't hit the max height of the map yet. Get that built as well. After that water, we'll get that built. And what I might do is I might just put one... Do I want to gather a flag down here? I think I'm going to want a forester down here soon. But the forester might come up here because, like we've discussed, the water is going to be pushing through. We do have to be very careful as well because obviously this height isn't this height. So the water isn't going to... We're going to be using this as a bad tide release. Not necessarily a bad tide diversion because... Yeah, okay. Yeah. What does the cap actually use? So that's treed planks, metal blocks straight away. Yeah, okay, that's the same as everything else. So we're probably not going to be getting that anytime soon. So we're going to have to release the water in kind of like a controlled fashion. Which is exciting. It's a different kind of challenge. That's working now, so I can pause you. You're producing a very nice amount of power. So we have gained an extra beaver. We're not producing science, however. You probably don't need to be doing anything at the moment. Are you actually going up here? No, I thought they were going up there and chopping them down. We don't need you to be doing, because you're finished. And we're recovering on water. So it is just... build this house now. Up here. And what I might do is I might also put a storage in for the grapes. Where's the grapes? We can also grow the apple trees, the same as the ember pelt, so we will get to that soon. I'm reluctant to cite them for the moment because we are obviously going to have all of this contamination becoming an issue at some point. So I don't want to just go hard with it. I want to be considerate and I want to think. Over here might be a safe place to plant because we actually are going to... The water is going to contaminate out this way, I think. Oh no, so it's going to go... So it's going to go down here. Oh, it's going to go all around the outside of the map, around the outside. Okay. So yeah, we are on a bit of a rush. So maybe upping the beaver numbers isn't the worst thing I've ever done. I mean, a bad tide, we're stuffed. So I really need to... How much? So that's 500 science, and we also need access to the tool factory. We need the smelter. Oh. Which needs the lumber mill, which needs the... What does the smelter need? Where's the smelter? Oh, it's a... Grind scrap metal into metal blocks. It's a really cool looking building. It's a really, really cool looking building. Look at that, isn't that sick? So that requires gears. Yeah, we need some more science. Which means we also need some more beavers. So sadly, there is no number cruncher. Otherwise I would be number crunching. So to mitigate this, what's going to happen in the bad tide, we are going to have to think really laterally. We either get so much food up that we can just survive a bad tide flat out, and enough water storage, which, judging by my previous experiences, is not going to work. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be pretty. Or what we're going to do is we're going to come in with some diversionary tactics. So some floodgates is going to be useful. Yeah, we're almost there. So yeah, we just need to... I think we actually need to go for... We need to go for population boom. I'm not a particular fan of doing this, but we're going to give it a go and we're going to see what happens. Because if we get a 10-day bad tide straight off, and we can't grow, we're not doing well. So you got to think about all of our stuff that's planted up here. So let's get a... The contamination is spreading down here. It really is. So what I'm thinking is let's get a forester. Let's get a forester down here. Because we are in... I don't think I realised quite how difficult this map would be. Which sounds really weird, because obviously I've looked at it and I've gone, I really want to play that map. But we will see. This could be a very short series. If it is, we'll just, I don't know, pick another map maybe, I don't know. Let's start to move all of our stuff down here. Let's start to move all of our stuff down here, and we'll get some water pumps down here as well. I'm wondering if there is just... I don't know if we even need to go down. We could just loosen the terrain here. So I only need to actually, what, one block? I need to be able to loosen one block of terrain. So what's that? 2,000 science maybe, tool factory. I need basically I need one metal block, one eucalyptus, one willow branch. So up here, why don't we start to... I know we have jobs which are... I'm going to pause you. Low priority. Low priority. Why don't we start to plant some eucalyptus? Because you have quite a mad range. Should we plant some eucalyptus? Or should we plant the eucalyptus down here? Maybe we're going to start to plant the eucalyptus up here. So let's pause this. Let's unpause these. This is the downside of what I've done here, isn't it? Let's pause those. And let's pause the game. And unmark these for cutting. Because I'm going to plant our willows and eucalyptus up here. And we'll get those chopped down. So yeah, so this is also an issue because I've added the Rainborn mod. I love what we're doing. It's really fun. It's not the consequences of my own action. So another drought, which is fine by me. See, the logical solution is to block these up. But by my own twisted rules of the game, I do not allow myself to play whereby the water can't go out a certain way. So we're going to have to come up with some sensible diversion stuff. So I think we've accepted down here we're trying to grow. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put some floodgates in, and then maybe we're going to just kill stuff. That Rainborn mod is going to get really annoying really quickly. Especially because the water has nowhere to go. But, you know, that's the name of the game. That's what we're playing. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to put in a flood. So we're buying the floodgate. I've accepted we're buying the floodgate. We can't put them in yet because we don't have access to. We're going to put one in here. And I think we're just going to put 2 flat there. So this means we're going to need power. Well, we're not going to need power. We're going to need planks. That's the word, planks. So let's just pop in a lumber mill. So this building is really cool. It will be built on the side of a tree at some point. It's not being built on the side of a tree yet because I just need it to work and give me some planks for these. But we will persist. That's going to annoy me so much every time that happens. I mean, it is what it is, and it's the name of the game, isn't it? But it's not growing while it's like that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if I actually need to build these. I mean, I built them now, but I don't know if I need to. So come and build that for me. And actually come and build that for me as well. Because I don't know how far away we are from our first bad tide. So if we flush it out this way, it's going to go down here and kill all of... I mean, it's going to kill a lot of this round here because... I feel like we picked the wrong side of the map to attack. But, and we got some more rain incoming. Where's it coming? Oh, it's coming the same way. Oh, don't you just love it when the game attacks me like this? Okay. Okay. So what this is telling me. So you can see the contamination is already spreading. Contamination is already spreading. So what we need to do... What we need to do is we need to come and get this out. Come and pull this out, please. You're getting paused because you are literally hardly useful. You are unpaused, so we're going to start to plant. I mean, if they're child trees, they're just coming out. They just need to go away. Child trees, that's definitely the word that should be used. No, he can't. He really can't do as much as I thought he could. No, also no. Yeah, I think we're just gonna persist in this doomed world we've created. I'm honestly not sure how this goes. I think I picked a really difficult map with a different faction. The only thing I can hope is that this drought is actually a relatively long one. And we can just make some solid progress in that time. So we are producing planks now, which is going to be good for this, could be good for that. So do we need a... I need a gear workshop, don't I? Where's the gear workshop? It's under industry, Scott. Gear workshop. Also, we'll be going on a tree at some point. It isn't right now. So you are my friend. I want you to start to plant some eucalyptus and some willows. Those were not marked for cutting, so that's why they're not being cut, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that for me. So, 6-day drought, which I'm actually relatively pleased about. But we are at 55 minutes. Thank you for watching the first episode of what I hope is a successful series, but I'm not convinced it will be at this stage. We are playing on the Tree of Life map, we are playing as the Leafcoats faction, and we also have the Tree of Life mod installed. You can see what I'm going for. Trees, trees, trees. But we're doing okay. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please consider hitting like and subscribe. And I'd like to thank my Patreons for also supporting the channel. The help they give me is fantastic. So, this has been Timberborn. I'm still just checking everything obsessively, because I'm not sure how it's going to go. But I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.